Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm going to apologize in advance for all the noise. It's a little bit windy today, and I'm also in a spot where I'm very close to the highway. You might even see over my shoulder here, right there. Unfortunately, I had a little mishap about a week and a half ago. I was involved in a car accident. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the good news is everybody walked away. I am currently driving a rental, which is why I'm so close to the road. I parked in a nice big area where there's lots of room. I'm not going to scratch the vehicle. And I just walked down the trail here, and we're going to set up and at least spend an afternoon. Yes, I have to deal with traffic noise, but at least I'm in the woods. So I recently did a video on my whole twig stove collection. I bought a new stove. I ordered from TEMU a new stove. It's a rocket stove. And it's stainless steel. I haven't taken it out of the package yet. But this area here, I'm actually sitting on a giant rock. So it's the perfect place to test out this stove. I don't have to worry about setting fire to the ground. We're all good. So, give me a minute, and I'm going to get the box out of my pack. And we'll open it up and have a look at it. And then we'll gather up some twigs and branches and fire it up and see what happens. So here is that box. Well, we have a little carrying case, sort of. And assembly steps. Pretty straightforward. Alright, let's undo this wing nut. That's probably what's stopping everything. Okay. So I guess for starters, I'm going to have to peel all this plastic off. I should have anticipated that and peeled it all off before coming out here, but well, you don't really need to be bored watching me just peeling plastic. So I'm going to turn off the camera, peel all of this, and then we'll get back at it. So I got as much of that coating off as I could. But this is how it comes. And I have a measuring tape with me. So packaged, it's 9 inches long by 3 1/4 inches by 3 inches. Or 230 millimeters by 83 millimeters by 77 millimeters, roughly. Now, slide it out, take out all your parts. Remove the back wing nut. It does have a nice little grate in there to keep your wood up a little higher, and your ash will fall all inside. Now you insert this. Here's your top, here's your bottom, and there's a little bit of a lip here and a little bit of a hole here. So you put that underneath, and then you slide until you can get the tab inside. These are your back legs. And there's tiny little tabs. Tiny little tabs here, and they correspond with the holes back here. So you set your legs on. You line up the hole and you put your wing nut back in. Now in the front, there's a loading ramp here, and it's the same thing. You've got a hole in the front, you've got a very small tab here. Put the tab in the hole, line up for your wing nut, and put the wing nut back in. Now there's the stove. And it has these pot supports that you just slide together. And they just drop onto the corners like that, and you can set your pot on top. So it has a 3-leg design. Pretty interesting. Now let's get down to the ground. And now, fully assembled, it comes up at 10 inches high, or 253 millimeters, we'll say. But this is the basic idea. You load your wood in through here. Once you light your fire will burn around here, and the chimney should cause a drawing effect and pull all your flames up this way. Whether it actually works or not, I guess we're going to find out. Now let's go see if we can gather up some twigs and branches and fire this thing up. There's a branch on this tree here that's broken off, and it's standing and hanging upside down. So I can peel all kinds of branches and stuff off of there. All dead and dry. This should work perfectly. So I've broken up a whole bunch of fine twigs. I've also broken up some bigger pieces. And I have a pile of branches here that I can keep breaking up if I need them. So here's my plan for lighting the stove. I'm going to put a couple of the bigger pieces in the bottom here. Just to give me a good base. Add a few smaller pieces. Now, from what I've read, they say it's best to feed this thing from this port. But I'm thinking that to light it, I'm going to remove this. And I'm just going to drop some chunks of birch bark in there. And break up just some smaller pieces of twigs and put them in for now. This is the only time I'm going to load from the top, just to try and give it a bit of a helping hand to get going. Put a few strips of birch bark in from the feed hole here. few more strips from the top. And I think today we're gonna cheat and just use a lighter. I light this piece of bark. This piece of bark, stick it in from the bottom. The chimney already seems to be drawing. Looks like it's working perfectly. So far, it looks like it's working perfectly. The chimney is drawing all the heat to the back, so the wood is burning at the back here and the flames are coming up. Definitely nice and warm up here. It'd be interesting to play with. Now, because I just pulled all the plastic off, I'm going to let this burn for just a little while. And then we're going to boil some water and make some lunch. Alright, so it's been burning for about a half hour now. So I'm going to get some water in this pot. We'll get the lid on. We'll set it on there to boil. I just brought Mr. Noodles, instant noodles, vegetable flavor. So once the water is boiling, we're going to toss those noodles in there. And I also brought a can of flaked ham. So we'll do the noodles, and once I put the noodles in the hot water, I'll open up the ham and throw that in there as well. And we'll have noodles and ham. It'll make it just a little bit more filling. It seems to burn very well. Not sure how much cooking I would do on it, but it'd be great for boiling water, making soups, stuff like that. Be interesting. Another fun toy to play with. So we now have a rapid boil. Now that it's boiling, take it off the heat, remove the lid, and we're going to toss in our noodles. save that flavor packet. Now I've already opened up and drained the ham, and I've broken it up into smaller chunks. So we'll toss that all in there. Break up the ham just a bit more. And we'll set the lid on. And let that sit for a while. Now, I'm done cooking. I don't need to stock this anymore, but I do want to burn it just a little bit longer. Just to see how it'll handle the heat, see if it'll warp any. So far, it doesn't look like it has. While we're sitting here waiting for lunch, I got in the idea, why not give this stove a little bit of a torture test? Cut a few longer, bigger pieces, and I'm just dropping them straight in from the chimney. If it doesn't warp after that, it's not going to. Now this is pretty much ready. I've drained all the water out of it. And here's where I add the flavor packet. Give it all a stir. Oh, that's actually pretty good. The ham gives it a nice flavor. And now that those bigger sticks have caught, the torture test is well underway. I don't see any warping. I see discoloration, but I don't really see any warping. And I've been watching, and the gaps that are around where the two pieces connect, I have not seen any smoke or any flames coming out of there. I can see through and I can see flame, but I don't see them coming out the holes. So once it's burning well and it's drawing well, I think it's working fairly well. It's doing a good job. It'll be fun to play with. The fire's burned down. There's just a little bit of coals left in the bottom. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to dump these coals out on the rock and then let the stove cool down. but looking at it, it doesn't seem to have warped at all. And I put these coals out. Then I'm going to let the stove cool down. The stainless steel on this is thin enough that it's only been about 5 minutes or so, and already it's very, very cool to the touch. I don't see any warping, but there is a lot of discoloration. But discoloration is fine. It just makes it look a bit nicer, I find. Now, the ultimate test. Take it apart and put it away. Seems to be coming apart okay. Now, when I first got it, they had left one of these wing nuts off, slid this piece into the other piece, and then put the wing nut on to hold it together. It's all going in a bag, so I don't need to worry about that, I don't think. So I'm just going to put the wing nut in place. Slide everything back inside. And there you have it. Get the handy dandy little bag it came with. It's not the greatest bag in the world, but it'll do. And now everything is safely put away. I can toss that in my pack and not worry about dirtying any of the gear that's in my pack. Well, that's not a bad size. I mean, it's smaller than my Nalgene bottle. Although this is a 1.5 liter. .48 ounce. But it's still smaller. So it's not too bad. And it'll be fun to play with. But I think we're going to end things here. Been a pleasure having you along. We always have a good time. And if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. And if you're going to do that, you may as well hit the notification bell. When you do, there'll be a drop-down menu. In that menu, select all. That should let you know whenever we put out a new video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.